Welcome to our channel.
Having this podcast to share with our audience what you should expect in the movie Cathedral of Hatred. So I have on set our lead actor and of course the story writer, having conversations around the movie Cathedral of Hatred, and would love you to be a part of this experience. So let's dive in. So let me ask. So this goes to the producer. Tell us what actually inspired the concept of this movie, Cathedral of Hatred. Tell us what inspired the storyline, Cathedral of Hatred, or should I say, what is Cathedral of Hatred?
Okay. Alright. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me. So, Cathedral of Hatred, yeah, it's a story I would love to say, inspired by the Holy Spirit. We live in a world whereby a lot of people have been changed by offenses, damaged by pain, and they no longer are able to live in their original design because of challenges that has happened to them, for which most of the time they are unable to discern the reason why they're having to go through those challenges. And eventually what we find is that whenever challenges come to us, right, the kind of response that the kind of response that comes from us determines whether those challenges will transform us or will actually deform us, right? Because challenges come to form us. If we allow challenges, they can be tools in the hands of God to actually mold us. But most of the time, because people don't have the right response to challenges, to pain, to grief, loss of loved one, delays, disappointment, failure, and the likes, those challenges end up deforming them, and they, in the end, build a cathedral of hatred, in the sense that they build these defensive walls within them such that God cannot get to them. They've also blocked themselves and made a decision not to also get to God. So they are locked in, and that's just the idea.
Wow. So we look forward to spiritual instructions that will help us to actually navigate seasons of life, challenges of life, so that God is not removed out of the picture. Let me ask Deborah. She's lead actor in the movie. So how does this resonate with you? Because you are at the forefront, all right, the front of the battle line. So
And to be honest, she killed it.
yeah,
I always say that anywhere I get.
she actually owned it. Yeah. So tell us how that resonates with you, with the movie, and all of that.
Alright, so first of all, it's a pleasure to be on the set of Cathedral of Hatred, and I just thank God for the fact that it was the Holy Spirit that brought out that character. But Cathedral of Hatred really resonated with me because I'm always proud to say this everywhere I go, every chance I get, that I am a Muslim convert, and the journeys I've been through, I've been in that situation before where I could have turned back from the faith just because I encountered a wrong person who, did a lot of things that could have made me carry hatred all my life, bitterness towards the Christian faith, bitterness towards God, because I was just trying to love up on God and a lot of things. So that movie really resonated with me. In fact, towards the end, you would see that the lead character eventually studied what I studied. So I kind of connected. When I got the script and I read it, I knew this was a project I want to be a part of, because many people are wounded.
Right.
And there is something the enemy keeps doing now. Once your mind is not in the right place, your life is on hold. In fact, a part of your life is trapped. You can't go forward. You can't reach God. It's like you are locked in. The light of the gospel can't reach you. And you see people on the street almost naked, doing all sort of things. They are into prostitution. They are smoking. It's not because that's who they want to be. Sit before you judge them. Ask them questions. What's your story? That should be the first thing you should ask people. Why are you like this? What's your story? And I tell you, by the time they are done telling you their story, you'll be in tears more than judging them. So yes, the movie really resonated
I'm
with
feeling
me.
goosebumps right now.
I mean, that's right now.
Because the movie resonated with me because there are many Esthers out there, and you really need to see that movie.
Wow. Speaking about Esther, I'm just going to touch on one thing she said, that before we judge people, we should ask for their story, because Esther in the Cathedral of Hatred was living a life that was not her. I mean, it was not her. Something made her to change. And so you really want to find out what that thing is, to be honest.
And let me just touch a little bit on it. I kind of know that everyone has a breaking point. Like maybe, for instance, you are trying to maybe help somebody out of a situation. When you get to a point, like the peak of helping that person, most times that is when those people kind of open up, and then maybe you are trying to touch a particular issue. You think this is the problem, but at the end of the day, at the moment where the person just wants to break out and come out of that situation, what comes out of the mouth, maybe the person may even be weeping, but you will notice that the person will make reference to what is really eating them up. So that's a great perspective for those who are watching us. We hope you are already enjoying our podcast already. All right. So, still talking to the producer. So, if I were to look at the, principal message of Cathedral of Hatred, what do you want people to take away? Like, if it is maybe in just one sentence or like a one-liner, what do you want people to take away from that movie?
Okay. Yeah, before I answer that question, when you say producer, I'm like, I'm always having to look around like, who is the producer? Anyway, thank God for the opportunity. Okay, so, just as you must have been able to piece out from the things I have shared, the things the lead actress have shared. Cathedral of Hatred is a message of forgiveness, a message of redemption, and a message of hope and freedom. Those are the things that are wrapped up in Cathedral of Hatred. We trust that everyone that sets their eyes on that movie will come from the place of unforgiveness to forgiveness, will come to the point of redemption and the point of knowing that regardless of what has happened, God is in the story, God is in the details, and everything is working together for the good. So that's the center point of Cathedral.
Wow, great. All right. So I can start saying thank you for writing.
There's something I actually also wanted to add to that, is that when you eventually get to see the story, you would see that regardless of the mess you've been through, God's love is always chasing you. That song that says there's no mountain it won't pull down, shadows it won't light up, just trying to. That was very, very key for Esther. God's love was always chasing her, even when she chose not to see it. So you should definitely see the movie, because in no matter how messy you think you can be, no matter how bad you've gone, if you look inward, if you really check, God's love is there, beckoning on your heart, and that's what Cathedral of Hatred actually offers.
So safe to say God's love is constant. The very one. I'm not a science student.
Thank you.
We
are going to cover the title of greatest scientist to you.
I think the song by, I can't remember his name now, Omema, he also mentioned about a God living in the 99. Going for the one. So I think I was reading a post, a Medium post about some weeks ago, and the writer was talking about the one that they are looking for. I think I read somewhere somebody was saying, why do you make yourself the one that they're always looking
They're
for all
always
the
looking
time?
for.
You know?
I saw that.
So,
I saw that too.
so the person was now looking at that one, the need for care for that one, and all and all. All right. So, what's your favorite scene? I'm asking the lead actor now.
Okay, my favorite scene would be when Esther reunited with his father, because I mean, when you get to see the movie, you would even see the physical transformation in Esther when she eventually got to reunite with the father. I mean, that kind of feel emotional because I can relate.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can relate. So yeah, that was my favorite thing.
So it translates to maybe something you have personally experienced.
Yes, yes.
You know, yeah, I think beautifully that's everyone's story as it concerns our connection with
With the
God
father.
in terms of our relationship, and it's a beautiful thing that I would want our viewers to check out that experience that she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cathedral of Hatred looks like an emotional story. And in the 21st century world, there's a lot about emotional intelligence. There's a lot about the intersection of our faith with our emotions. There's a lot of, in fact, I was seeing the flyer of a particular program some maybe like a month ago. There's this talk about how emotion affects your eternity, something like that. So, Cathedral of Hatred seems to come in to bridge the gap, to bring a solution, to help people to know how they will manage their emotions. So, can you tell us how this movie can help one to get through a difficult moment?
Okay, frankly speaking, we're in a generation where people are more conscious of their emotions, and the whole comes around emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, emotional knowledge, and all of that. So, yes, Cathedral of Hatred can help with navigating emotions, especially I would say the negative emotions, because we see the lead character having to battle those negative emotional experiences as a result of the challenges she encountered. You want to find out what the challenges are, right? So, the first thing is emotional awareness. You need to be aware of what you are feeling. A lot of people try to live in denial. They don't want to acknowledge what they are feeling. But the first step to getting healing is to acknowledge what you are feeling, right? After you have acknowledged it, you are aware of where you are. It's at that point that healing can come to you. There are different kind of responses people give to their emotions. Some people, told the part of out of control emotional expression. There's rage, there's anger, there's violence, there's bickering here and there. But why for some people it's on the other extreme of the spectrum, they are totally trying to suppress their emotions. These two are not good. You need to find a balance within, and it's that journey we see the lead character taking, from the point of being aware of what really happened and then finding solution. So the journey of finding solution might not necessarily be a straight one, as we see from the movie. It will go from one end to another. But the beautiful thing is, with being in the right with the right set of people, having a mentor that can put one on the right path. And I love this because in Cathedral of Hatred, we also see how some mentors can be good mentors, while some can be bad mentors.
Exactly.
Right? You get it now.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's
yes.
really key when we're talking about being in the right set of people. The emphasis is on the right, because some people can lead one into further down the path of emotional wreckage, while some can help one come out. So the job is in finding the right person. And being in this, as we see the one of the characters, that's the lead character's father, deploying and displaying the place of love. When you identify that there's always one person that that actually cares, that truly loves. When you identify such people, please stay with them. It's identify your tribe and stick with them. So that helps one to really come out and experience emotional healing.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Are there other people to in the movie that maybe in the circle that were able to assist the lead character apart from the father?
Don't worry, I'll leave that to the audience to find out.
Alright,
They'll
beautiful.
find out in the movie. What do you think?
Yeah. You should.
Alright, so let's talk about the most challenging scene. Let me ask the lead actress to be on set, and I cannot imagine it because I didn't act on set, and I can imagine it would look like if tomorrow I have to act. But till then, let me know how it felt like. What was the most challenging role for you, and what can you tell us about it, and what can you inspire us with about it?
Okay, so the role Esther itself, the whole role itself, it's a challenging one because it brought me out of my conservative nature. If you know me, I mean, most people who have seen the flyer like, Deborah, is this Deborah? Well,
Yeah, you get that reaction a lot, like, what is this? Is this?
So what happened to you?
I totally get it.
So I mean, it brought me out of my normal self. I'm a very simple, conservative kind of person. Yeah. So, but then thank God for the Holy Spirit, ability to come out of that person into the real character. And they said, I haven't seen the movie myself, so when I eventually get to see the movie, maybe I would then receive my flowers, right? So they say, oh, you killed the role, because I'm surprised it's not my person, even though I can relate with the story, I can relate to the real character, but the part the lead character told was not the part I told in my own journey. So ability to even come into that, rage, anger, hatred, all those mixed emotions was just the Holy Spirit. But then the part where I knew I almost passed out. I mean, I had to tell the director, please, I need water. I just need water. Was the scene where the dream that kept on recurring. You need to see the movie. Getting the director will just shout out to our director Samuel Adeyemi.
Yeah,
he brought out the best. I mean, working with somebody who is, many of us on set that were actually newbies, yes. But he really grinded us. He brought out the best from us. He would just tell me, I know you're tired, just give it one more shot, give it one more push. I need it to pant, I need it to. I'm like, okay.
Can I pant at this point?
I need air. Just give me oxygen. No, that part was my breaking point, and thank God it was almost a wrap when we had to shoot that part.
And well, the beautiful thing is that breaking point reaction was also needed.
Right, it was needed.
So all things are together.
I just want to say that the whole shooting. We started from the one that's supposed to be the most challenging part.
Yeah.
When we were shooting, it was the longest scene, right? The longest scene, and the fact that we had to start from there, then you now get into the point that to the scene where you need the tiredness, you need you need the look of exhaustion, desperation, a whole lot of
and where I would say God was just yeah, that's the word, is because that scene shouldn't have been shot last,
right.
But the way everything just happened, it was shot last, and it was just God.
Right.
So
It was good.
Beautiful. Wow. There are some things to really pick from those expressions. One, coming into that scene, that's the help of the Holy Spirit, and then how God led us through the process, and then we had this coming at the right time to really portray what we actually wanted to come out of the movie. So I would say that acting is another landscape of ministry.
yeah.
Because if I were to go to a village to do a missionary work, I will have my challenges. But now being on set too, we are talking about like challenges that you experience. So and I think this comes to the fact that every servant, before God, we should not count ourselves as okay because I'm doing this particular one, I'm more than this.
Yeah.
Everyone has specific challenges that they also encounter.
And I would say that our, where we are placed, our positioning is based on our function, and there's no function is actually better than another.
All right, so let's talk about the most favorite scene for you, the producer. You also acted on the scene, right?
Yeah.
So tell us.
See,
You want to remember?
the funny thing is, it's not easy to be a producer because when it was my turn to act, it was like I was jumping from another person to another person. Yeah, but I acted. Yes, I did.
So tell us your most favorite scene.
Yeah, my favorite scene would definitely be, one of the scenes where Esther thought she had found home, she had found a CEO, but turned out that she was totally in the wrong hands, and that's one thing that young people today need to be wary of, and that's why we need the spirit of discernment. Well, apparently Esther was not in the right place to discern anyway, but we can apply that to us as Christians, that we need that spirit of discernment so much more in this age, so we don't find ourselves in the wrong hands.
Well, I think another thing to mention about this movie is the fact that it's applicable to young people.
Yes.
So
Yes, that's the message.
There is also another scene there which you get to see that speaks to the hypocrisy of some of the leaders in church. Like when you get to see the movie, you will understand.
Beautiful.
If you are in that position, you are an elder in church. So the movie is such that speaks to
a broad spectrum.
adults, it's
Very
broad
generations.
spectrum. Everybody needs to see it. Whether you are a teacher, you are an elder in church, you will pick your own lesson. You will pick your own lesson.
Alright. So when will the movie be out? Everybody that is anticipating for Cathedral of Hatred.
Yeah. So Cathedral of Hatred is hitting your screen by 22nd of December 2024. You don't want to miss it, so that's why you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So when it goes live, you're the first person to get it. And also we'll be premiering the movie the 14th of December 2024. So peradventure, if you live around Ayobo, Ibaja, Command, actually anywhere in Lagos, so you can come around to watch the premiere live, and trust me, it's going to be an unforgettable experience.
Yeah, so let me just add that Cathedral of Hatred will be premiering during an annual vacation Bible school for young people. All right, and the venue is 78 to 80 Command Road. That's the church that we are using for the premiere, and the name of the church is Christ Glory Bible Church. And let me also add that we are open to partnerships. We are open to premiering this, showing this film in other churches as well. So if you want to partner with this vision, just reach out to us through our email address, realboatgospelfilms@gmail.com. The information on how to contact us will be showing on the screen right now. All right, so we would love you to partner with us. You can premiere the movie in your church, all right, so that it can be of blessing to your assembly. All right, so thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, Cathedral of Hatred podcast. I believe that you enjoyed yourself. You learned one or two things about the movie Cathedral of Hatred, and
so see you in the next. Thank you.
Bye.